This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2017 in Vancouver. I have with me Mr. Matthew Hornor, Aurvista Gold. I'm going to give you two publicly traded symbols to follow. The first one is AVA on the TSX Venture, and the second one is ARVSF in the OTC markets in the U.S. Welcome to SNNLive.
Shelley, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me back.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Let's get started with an overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Aurvista Gold has a maiden resource of 2.8 million ounces in Quebec. We are embarking on an exploration program this year that's building on prior exploration programs early in the spring that showed very promising results. We've just introduced the new slate of board members that will be voted on the board on August 15th at the AGM.
So let's take a step back to take 3 steps forward.
Okay.
Tell me about the resource. What is it, grade, etc., and then I'll ask you a couple of more.
Sure. Well, I'll answer the question with a couple of statements about how difficult it is first to find 1 million ounce plus resources anywhere on the planet. They're very hard to find. There's about 430 worldwide. The average grade for producing plus 1 million ounce deposits is 1.06. On a global scale, for all companies, it's about 0.82, and for the undeveloped mines, it's about 0.66. We have 2.8 million ounces in the inferred category at 1.05 grams at a half a gram cutoff. There's a pore-free section and higher grade lens section areas. Nothing has been mined off there. We have 300 plus square kilometers in the project area. You can fit about 5 Manhattans in that resource area, just in case you're wondering how big it is. And we're sitting here in Vancouver, where Stanley Park is about 5 kilometers from us, or less. Our pore-free zone alone is about twice the size of Stanley Park, so it's quite a large area.
Is this a new gold discovery?
What we're discovering with these projects, these programs, drill programs, count as new discoveries. What has been there and known about in the past has been the 2.8 million odd ounces. We, as a company, I just came on in May 23rd of this year, as I said. We are embarking on a rebranding effort of the entire company. We're changing everything from the management team to the way we do business there. We have a strong technical committee that's led by Mr. David Broughton. He's also on the board. Maurice Tagami, Pierre Labelle, Jay Chumlaskas. You can see our press release to see who these members are. But we're changing everything, and to sit in Quebec, which hosts the most plus million ounce gold deposits anywhere on the planet, and rated the 6th best mining jurisdiction in the world, it's kind of, I would say, an embarrassment of riches. We have everything you need for a great company to succeed.
So let me ask you, you did drill programs. You're probably going to do more drill programs. On that size land package, you're going to be drilling a lot, aren't you?
Well, based on the right technical data. We have just closed the financing, so we have enough in the bank to run the next 30,000 meter program. Correct. That's going to expand the existing resource area, but because half of our 300 square kilometer project area has yet to be prospected properly and explored at all, I'm going to allow the resource technical team to go out and find other areas to expand and other areas on the whole project site. So we have the existing area we'll expand. We're also going to look for new discovery areas outside what we have already.
What's your background?
I'm a corporate finance international lawyer trained in the United States and Japan.
So when you came into this company, what gave you that underlying desire to be in it?
Well, I started my career in the mining space about 12 years ago with Ivanhoe Mines and Robert Friedland. And I learned a lot from him. He's a fantastic mentor, one of the best speakers you'll ever meet. I'm sure you heard him earlier today. And so I learned about projects and companies and how to bring them forward through his eyes and through sitting next to him for more than a decade. When I look at opportunities, and I looked at a number of them when I was deciding what I was going to do next, there's a checklist I go through. I kind of put on my investor hat. I look at where is gold right now, for example. Does it look like it's moving up or down? What's the jurisdiction within this where the project is located? What does the infrastructure look like around the area that we're looking at? What's a geopolitical risk? All those factors. Then I look at the management teams. And then lastly, but not least importantly, where is the company trading in the marketplace? So if you have a gold price that looks like it's going to higher levels, which I think it is, check that box. If we're looking at Canada and not some of the more difficult areas to bring projects forward elsewhere in the world, that checks the second box in jurisdiction. Then you move to infrastructure. We have great infrastructure around there. We're surrounded by tens of millions of ounces of producers today, which are at about 100 kilometers from where we're sitting. The neighborhood is fantastic. And then you look at the management team. That was one of the things that was lacking here, and I thought I could add some value there and bring on this incredible group of directors, which we've just announced, which the audience can look at and learn about by looking at our website. And then I looked again at where the upside value is, where the upside potential is to this company as an investor.
Well, let me stop you because I want you to know that's a really good perspective to have on, first of all, being involved in a company in management. Looking at it like an investor certainly gives you more of an area to understand it than most investors would have. Meaning, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, because it checked those boxes, and because I looked at where the share price was relative to others that had similar resources. I mean, I was intrigued, and then I went to a friend of mine, Mr. Broughton, David Broughton, and asked him to look at the technical merits of the asset before I got comfortable. And he said, if you have 2.8 million ounces in Quebec, that's incredible. If it checks out and there's expansion possibility on the known resource area and outside of that for new discoveries, because nothing moves the needle for a junior mining company like finding new drill targets and hitting outside the known resource area. That's what got me excited about how to get involved in this project. So all those things added up, and then I looked at kind of maybe the last box that's unique to myself. And given my background in Japan, I go there frequently, maybe 8 or 10 times a year, and I lived over there, and I speak the language.
You speak the language.
All that, so it helps to get by over there and put deals together, which I did in my previous career with the other mining group. I went around and checked to see if there was an appetite among the Japanese for gold in North America and Canada specifically. I spoke to a number of the groups over there, and I satisfied my curiosity on that score, and that's what ultimately said, okay, this is the right chance, this is the right opportunity for me to get involved. And then 2 weeks ago, you might have noticed Sumitomo Metal Mining took 30% of IAMGOLD's Cote project, and they paid $195 million US for 30%. So that's a potential blueprint for what we have here at Aurvista. We have a maiden resource, we have incredible upside around the existing resource area, outside of the area, and we think we see a potential blueprint for building the tremendous value in the company.
What's your website for our investor audience?
www.aurvistagold.com.
Spell it.
AURVISTAGOLD.com. Aurvista Gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Hornor, Aurvista Gold. It's a publicly traded company. Here's two symbols. AVA on the TSX Venture, ARVSF in the U.S. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2017 here in Vancouver. What a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.